Welcome, everybody, to Week in Review. We are in the midst of a very, very important time because it's a critical time in America's history. And God's calling us to be salt and to be light and to be committed to prayer and also confessing of sin where we've deviated from God's design and plan, and also to be engaged. Yes, civic engagement, where we vote, where we're informed. Please pass along articles, commentaries, these Week in Review videos so that people are ready to go, because the midterms are around the corner and it's turnaround time. And that's what I want to talk to you about in these videos. I want to tell you about the new, what I will call a 21-point, a new turnaround, 21-point contract with America to clean house and to what? Gain control afresh and take back, capture Congress. Now, on the previous video, I began to talk to you, and I say it again. Newt Gingrich, man of God, tremendous Catholic leader. He put together a contract with America in 1994. He drew from Ronald Reagan's State of the Union and from the Heritage Foundation. And today, I'm permitting, I hope, and promoting for us and our politicians a new contract with America. We're getting out of the ambiguous. We got to be specific. If you go to the book of Habakkuk, here was a leader, and he saw a horrible situation, and he complained to God. But God told him, he said, Habakkuk, he said, write the vision, make it plain so that those who read it can run with it. And you know, a vision really is a specific plan for a preferable future. And that's what a contract with America is. It lays out the agenda items, and then it says when we are given the opportunity and gain control of Congress, House, and Senate, what we're going to do is these specific things. Now you say, well, if we gain control, what about Biden? Well, you got to be upfront about this. He's got a 4-year term. And as a result of that, the only way he'll be removed is if he resigns, or if the Congress, votes him and says he has to be removed because he's incapacitated, and that has happened, or if there is an impeachment and he removed. But if the House and the Senate comes back under traditional conservative rule, it can be a turnaround time. And you know what? It can handcuff. It can, in a sense, tie the hands of Biden so that he won't be able to get hardly anything done. He'll push things, but they'll be stopped. So you say, well, Larry, tell me, what are we going to do? Well, I want to offer to you some specific points. And not only Heritage Foundation and not only, State of the Union from the past and Newt Gingrich work, but there's a man of God. He's a friend of mine in the D.C. area. He's an author. And he's a tremendous man of God. He works for the Washington Times. His name is Robert Knight. And he has a new book that's coming out really called Corrupt that I highly recommend. But he drew ideas. And so I've drawn from him and Newt and Ronald Reagan, and I'd like to offer to you a new contract with America this week and in the coming week. You say, Larry, get specific. Well, the first thing I would say needs to go down and be very specific is this, that we need to once again, number one, we need to honor our heritage and really make it crystal clear that God is central in America, just as our founders established. This way we are saying, God, we're not just giving lip service by saying, God bless America. No, we mean business. We want to follow your design, your patterns, just as our forefathers did. And, almost all of our previous presidents, they identified with the Christian faith. And so when the covenant was made, the Mayflower Compact, and then our Declaration of Independence and our Constitution, what was established was not freedom from religion, but freedom of religion. And we are going to recapture that and unembarrassingly and boldly, courageously declare God is central in America. That's the first point. Number two on a contract with America, I would say, is this, that we are going to stop runaway inflation by serious cutbacks in spending and taxes. That's a point. And I believe traditional Republicans need to put that down in the contract with America. No more, fooling around and going around the edges. We're going to do it. We're going to take actions. Give us the chance by putting us back in the House majority and the Senate. Number three would be this: restore energy independence and stop draining our emergency reserves. Are you ready for that? We had energy independence. We've got to reclaim it. First time in 70 years, and we're not going down the path of caving to what they're calling now the Green New Deal. And it's not climate change anymore, but it's climate crisis. Don't be bamboozled. Next, I'd say, is number 4. We say this: put it down, finish the wall, reclaim the borders and policies that were established to protect our national security. What else? Putting a very specific and immediate stop to those that are invading this country, and we're going to put things in place. I'd say number 5, point is this: put in place safeguards for parental rights on school boards and children's curriculum. Jill Biden said, oh, we shouldn't ban any books. We should allow them all in schools. Pornography? Are you crazy? Well, we need to make sure that measures are put in place to safeguard parental rights. And we're going to put that down in the contract with America. Number 6 is this: take specific steps to strengthen the supply chain. It can be done. We're not going to buy into the fact that, well, our hands are tied. Number 7 is this: stop social media censorship through congressional action and accountability. It can be done. Number 8 is this: address airline chaos with oversight, accountability, and enforced penalties. Number 9, curb the cartels dispensing drugs to gangs in our cities so that we strengthen our surveillance, law enforcement, and penalties, including the death penalty for drug dealers. Do you know that statistics and studies show that a drug dealer in his lifetime is responsible for the minimum, at least 500 deaths? So we're not going to play around with this and say, well, open borders, let them in, fentanyl, it's not that bad. Why do you think there's such violence in the cities? Because it's the gangs getting supplied by the cartels. And then what are the gangs doing? They're fighting for their turf and their territory to make big bucks by fentanyl sales and others. We're going to see that in the contract with America laid down. How about this? Number 10 is lower costs for prescription drugs. It can be done. We've got to stop playing around with big pharma and say we're going to put things in place. Again, God has got to be central in America, and the Republicans have got to take a stand saying this is what we're going to do, and we'll do it if you'll give us the House and the Senate, and we are not going to back off. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. We're going to see righteousness back in our nation.